lo que es el cielo, pero no el suelo, así que créetelo. Quítate el velo velozmente, bro. Vívete tu sueño, pero despierta a la hora que toca. Esa hora, motherfucker, wake up.
Yo me meo en tu cubata antes. Bebo, matar ratas con tan. Vaya al bosque a lo tarzán mientras enlazan. Fraternidad en casa con su polo Hollister a estrenar. Se han dejado en el desván de su pensar un mar de ideas. Son grandes ideas ardiendo en chimeneas antiguas. Ríe Dios al ver que te santiguas. Su mente y su luz son ambiguas como mi voz. Lo que para ti es un don, para mí una misión fija. Mis versos son de ninja, tu poesía pa' pijas que no te fijan, que hay más allá del cristal.
La matriz hipnotiza.
Mi energía os hace trizas, yo en mi nave nodriza, comiendo pizza con piña, moldea toroides, vórtices. Con mi mente arborescente, junto con Isis y Milos para crear Pegasos en ese perro. Cánticos lemurianos me hacen sentir como en mi hogar la noche se avecina y se afilan colmillos de vampiras psíquicas. Frecuencias del malestar las alimentan, nuestro deber es tenerlas raquíticas. Bazookas espaciales latadas con la función del sol central, causando desinformaciones bíblicas. Todo lo existente es relativo, o al menos la materia que te describo. Soy antipersonas como las minas y mino. La moral del que venga a negar lo que digo con la mira pues tan sombrigo. Si me retiro del partido que sea como Figo.
Conocidos en me la pela en verdad.
Si en mi barrio me conocen más que tú a tu enamorada. No hay payasos, solo en anémonas. Gárgola Andrómeda eres.
Conserva tus células primigenias o no podrás volar. El virus se llevó a unos cuantos, pero el ego a más. Se elevó el más a la opulencia. Digo, ciencia.
Debajo el Satanás
En el espejo, Jesucristo, la conciencia del flow. La tierra y su paz están vibrando. Los sentimientos son la trampa que están manejando. Los hilos de los cuales tú y tu ego estáis medio colgándonos. Que yo sea un superdotado, ni tú un tonto. Solo lo que tú sabes de mierda yo sobre el cosmos. Que los tuyo y profundamente sano me lo tomo. Si no ya hubiera ido a visitar al doctor. Porque no
soy devoto, mucho menos un santo. Yo jamás pudo, pero dale.
que asalto cuando en verdad sé que tendría que sudarme todo la polla. Pero pienso que hay que vivir por algo. Que en el letargo cure lo enfermo. Sabor amargo, remedio eterno. Me pregunto a toda esa gente que le he hecho. Y canalizo desde el cielo un verbo al cielo, bro.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Toma, Vamos a hacerlo esquizo. Disfruto un panorama, el drama sin pantalla plana. Al devenir del marketing, un arlequín del Sina y me habla. Duendes y hadas, me apaga la pava, me aclara la rabia importada. Es la peor cruzada. Prostituta con sueños de monja, todavía se moja. Le meto reja hasta con la guata floja. Por las cuevas te acomplejas, donde se aloja el mal. Si se te oxida el maxilar en orar el Corán. Ese dolor es temporal, cholaco. Que yo no me llamo Lito y tú no eres polaco. Pero está flaco un día más que peco. Seré guanaco ni huevón en nuco. Suficiente con tu grupo y el muñeco es trapo. Abro cerebro, no los lavo. Al buen entendedor todo le queda claro. Los malos triunfaron, no es de Cristo la codicia por el oro. Las hogueras, los esclavos. Tampoco tanto tarado robando estrado. ¿Quién es el jurado? Tu pecado es el bocado. El predicado estaba equivocado. Ha guardado la paz. Vas a pegarla de santa porque la fe es un mercado que está ligado al Estado. Puño que se levanta, queman las llantas, queman la renta. Esa revolución nadie la inventa. Con casi 30 y sigue pensando en ventas. Pura mierda, se encuentra Dios en tus palabras. Las mías son puertas porque me tientas al instinto. Planta que me alimentó, pronto alimento en plantas. Entiendo el ciclo, no paga el circo. Menos de 5 desde ese disco en brinco. No era distinto ni en el intro. Bro, en esta ocasión lo que diva tu mandíbula me llega a la glándula. La farándula no es mi rubro, mi otro yo defeca en la meca, la métrica, la discoteca. Solo un hipócrita predica poca ética. ¿Y tú qué tal? Bro, en esta ocasión lo que diga tu mandíbula me llega a la glándula. La farándula no es mi rubro, mi otro yo defeca en la meca, la métrica, la discoteca. Solo un hipócrita predica poca ética. ¿Y tú qué tal? ¿Quieres ser fighter, tener aguante, que la gente levante la mano al verte, sentirte importante? Pero primero tienes que pararte. Pueden golpearte tan fuerte que vas a tener que meterte cepillo por el culo para poder limpiarte los dientes. Te empalagas de la sociedad y sus llagas. En la nada naufraga como una plaga que todo lo traga. ¿Quién eres tú para saber que es prole si no pagas lo que comes? Sigue en tu mundo de anime, si no te me arrimes. Tu novela no se eleva al cine. Por más que alucines, patanes son patines. A veces 13 te quieren coser, entonces no camines si no conoces. Si te importa más lo que dicen que lo que haces, posiblemente fracases y termines con frases en alquiler. Sé que no soy líder, tampoco dealer. No soy Fidel ni Miller, solo el que escribe por una patria grande, libre de evangelios, demonios y ogros. Es todo tu odio, cara a cara cambias de floro. Saco tu esfera posera de globo. Si en tu parodia la creas, faltan ideas. Guardo metáforas aéreas para dejarle tarea por si perreas. Si uno rapea y el que se recursea es el que te marquetea, te pulsea y te pasea. Plaza Bea ya pejamea. A la cana con tu chicha como con Magali. Prospecto de Cipriani, no llegarás ni a Noni con tu colita de pony. Lo hago con pana y sin company. Mejor pa' ti, falsos MCs morirán en flashes como Lady Jesús. Revolucionario, mochilero, séptimo hijo de un obrero. Conoció el amor donde el clero gasta su dinero. Pero soy pordiosero del saber en una torre de Babel. Dejo este papel, único placer post-mortem. Obtén la fama con tu farsa y piensa. El cuarto clavo es tu iglesia. Me recordaron cierta tendencia a perder la elegancia. A tu vacío pasión por popularidad. Solo pon un .com, te compraron. Toma, toma, Rap sigue siendo un trulo en busca de fósforo. Respiro áspero y caen las máscaras del circo. Mirar dentro de sí, dejando nada entre paréntesis. La dosis de un lápiz psicosomático. Manías atrapadas en calumnias de columnas amarillas. Concubinas y abortistas de categoría. Los mantengo al día. 2008. Resistencia
Él murió en la cruz por tus pecados y por los míos. Para decirle a nuestro Dios:
hablas puras güey, la grasó, hablas puras güey.
Y quiero decirte en esta noche:
y te saludan y después a tus espaldas te están tirando. El muñeco es trapo.
Saludo a la gente de Perú. Pero voy para la Perú.
No te llamas Lito y yo no soy polaco. Tanto has hablado, comprado.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's working. Hopefully, we don't have that problem we were having before. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all doing well. Excuse me. Let me hide my chunky ass face real quick. Anyhow, hope y'all doing fantastic, family. Good to have you here. Shalom, saludos, buenas tardes. Sorry about yesterday. You guys, sometimes it just can't happen. I was really hoping I could get this class. Anyhow, so let's see who's here. Well, you guys are, I guess, from earlier yesterday. I don't know who. Oh, Red Dog. Hold on, let me just get what's up to everybody. Oh, Red Dog, Pedro, what's up, bro? Real quick, man. Al Martinez, shalom, bro. All will be revealed. What up? Yeah, I know, man. I know you love David Cancita. That's funny, dude. I like that. Let me see what you guys going on, bro. You guys jumped on this real quick. When they invented the Bible 1 to 2,000 years ago, when they invented, I'm not even reading the rest of it, man. I'm like kind of like just those 2 words that can nobody tell. Because I haven't been paying attention to your chatters, guys. I don't, you don't like the book. So then it says they did not. I'm sorry. The Bible 2 to 2,000 years ago, and the Bible is not the name of the book. That's what the Greeks call it. And then it says they did not know the Americas existed. Don't understand how indigenous people are claiming that it has nothing to do with this part of the world. Okay, so where did indigenous people come from? You believe in science? Is that what you think? That we came from monkeys? But that's basically your only option. The Europeans introduced the Bible to us to brainwash so we wouldn't fight and be part of their way so they can't take everything. What people should do is if they want to connect, you must do genealogy. See where your people are from, go and help and be part of their community so they can show you your people. Okay. I don't know, man. You sound very generic in the mind, by saying these simpleton shits here. So I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're here. Because I'm about to smack you around just a little bit. Sorry, family, if I'm aggressive. You don't come in with the idea that you may want to learn something. You have a very strong opinion on something you don't know at all. Okay? Then you do your DNA, your genealogy. Funny, you've never been in this channel. And then you say that Europeans introduced the Bible to us. Okay, what are Europeans to you? White people only? To you, it's only white people. That's what you think Europeans are. And then it says, what does it say? See where you're. I'll tackle you in a bit. Hopefully you type some dumb shit again. Let's see. Hey, what's up, bro? It's good to have you here. I'm gonna read this real quick, family. Psalms 145:18. Yah, or the Most High. Again, I'm pretty particular about names, and I'm gonna show you why today. Why? Okay. I'm gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, and I'm gonna probably confound a lot of you today. And people like this guy here, it's gonna be even worse for him. So the time is at hand, fam. You see, we don't do the severing. We don't even try to do the gathering. That's not our job. Our job is to preach the word. In season, out of season. Old and new. So let's see. And again, just saying, okay? We're on the same page, though. Yah is nigh unto them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. Awake thou, righteous seeds. That's right, bro. I like that. This is why us, the 10 tribes, Hispanic took counsel, and namely a year and a half. Oh, yeah, the whole Arthur stuff. Yep. He's not going to listen to that. He probably just came in and made a comment and left, more likely. The land where all mankind dwelt. You guys know about this. We're from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Y'all know that pretty well. I said shalom to you already. Don't talk about that. Bro. So let me guess. You believe in that? Well, you don't. It's kind of weird, man. Proverbs 11:21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered, man. I love it. First and foremost, what I want to do is show you this real quick. I wanted to save this for tomorrow, but you know what? I'm going to use it tomorrow as well. Okay? And excuse the lighting and all that stuff. It's a different colors, whatever. It was looking kind of purple earlier. So obviously today the topic is awake righteous seeds. Awake, awake, awake. Now all we can do is present to you, and then you decide. I mean, it's like we water it. I mean, we plant the seed, but then it's watered. Then it's watered. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's see real quick. Let me see what's going on. By the way, family, you know, whenever I say like and share and do all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I really mean that. Okay, I really mean that. And by the way, some of you guys are not really used to the way I communicate. And I know that you guys probably think, well, what a mean guy. This guy just came in and made his opinion. No, you know what, family? It's because somebody here is trying to tell me what I am. And see, you guys need to start like really understanding what this means here. Okay, this is what we were taught. This right here. This is what we have always known. So, Mr. Brightman, since you say that, you know, we're indigenous of this land and no one knew of us, it wasn't too long ago that they found actual dinosaur flesh. Yes. So if we're in evolutionary consciousness, as you like to put it, for lack of better words, what the hell does that mean then? What is the dinosaur flesh doing in our current times? It wasn't a bone. You see, scientists are confounded by that. Oh, well, you know what? Whether you like it or not, I don't give a damn. I don't care. This is not a class about emotions, man. You guys going to deal with it or you're not going to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I already know for sure that we've been fed a lot of crap. Everything that you guys think you know, you don't know. You have no idea what these people have done to you at all. So the reason I'm saying righteous seed awake is because I think I'm going to mix it back and forth, family. I'm going to show you things about us, and I'm going to show you things about how they destroy the spirit. Because you see, the righteous seed is going to be awakened. And it's beginning, because this is a spiritual awakening, family. This is not carnal at all. If you think this is a carnal awakening, you're wrong. We are in the times where everything has to do with the mind. The entire battle has always been in the mind and the spirit and the flesh. It's always been, which is why you really see people with their whole pyramid BS. They try to, the whole Trinity concept. That's where it comes from. That's where that doctrine comes from. For lack of wisdom of the scriptures, they go and create all these other gods and understandings and philosophies, which is why when Paul went to all these other areas in Acts, if you read it, he was talking to the Epicureans and Stoics, and all they ever did was just talk about philosophy, some new concept. As time went on, we started creating ourselves as gods, and we forgot who we were. And we never honored the Father, which was his words or his law. Because that's really what we're showing. And nothing else but the laws of the Most High. And if you think about it, those laws are universal. And they're applicable to everything that we do. So now, righteous seed, start awakening. Because you want to know something? For me, this was powerful, family. This is kind of an example of a tribunal. They call it tribunal kind of meeting for kids, right? They're all representing their schools. But now we're going to see the power and the spirit that is awakening with you, Meshikas. that is awakening.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
We are the people of this beautiful scroll, not the Bible, because I'm going to show you how scary it is. You see, family, that's why when you pick up our book, okay, I want to tell you something. When you pick up our book and you think, I'm reading this book and it's of God, and you think you're praying to our Father,
A ver, que alguien me explique.
let me tell you something. I'm going to show you something. Hold on a second. Hold on.
你小爷上天，小爷上天，你小爷上天，妈咪小爷上天。
I'm going to show you this real quick. You see, for you guys that say, oh, yeah, you know, like, you leave me alone, man. I know the Bible. I'm going to read it myself. I don't need a pattern. I don't need a program. Okay. Sure. I don't need a foundation. Okay. Because you think, and what people taught you is that it is completely possible for it's not possible for any demon to pick up our book and actually make it believe like he is God. Here's how we know that is possible. So it is not so much. That's why, family, when I say, and they say, oh, you know, you can't go in the New Testament because it's been translated wrong. Well, guess what? The whole entire book, as we know from Sirach, it hasn't been completely translated properly. And we know we're missing books. So how do you know what's right and what's wrong? So you either take the whole book or the whole scroll, or you don't take part of it. This is why right now is the time of discernment. And he's calling those seeds. Why? Because we will understand what this all means. Watch this. 2 Corinthians 11:13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming. You see, not actually being, transforming themselves into the apostles of the Messiah. And no marvel, meaning don't be surprised. Why is that? For Satan. For Satan, yes, I'm going to explain it to you. For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Do you realize what that means? For Satan himself can transform into an angel of light, meaning he could take our book and make you believe you're worshiping the Most High. And I'm going to show you that today. And I'm going to show you why you need to be careful when you say, Jesus, where does his name Jesus come from? And that's why when you go in there and say, oh, I question the New Testament because, then you know what? Then you don't believe in your own damn scrolls. Because if you did understand the scriptures, you would know who originated this, who learned it, and how did they go bugged out crazy? And how did we get all these religions? If you read and study, you will learn how. And then everything around you would make sense. Like, oh, that's why they say that. That's why they believe that. Now I can see why the chakra, the all these weird things that people believe in, all these gods. Because when you get the real book, it's kind of like that whole thing they did in school when we were in elementary. You know, you like a bunch of kids get lined up, right? And, you know, they go and you tell them the sentence. And then all of a sudden, as time goes on, that sentence gets forgotten as it moves on, right? And then it lingers. Next thing you know, the last person that got the message is like completely different than the initial message. Then it says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing. It is no great thing. You guys understand what that means? Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, meaning we bring the laws, statutes, and commandments. We're trying to teach you the right way to live. Love Jesus. Love everybody. That's the doctrines of Christianity and BHI. Keep the commandments. Look at our garments. But you guys are fighting in the street. Leaving your women. Not taking care of your family. Not building like we're supposed to. Blaming everybody but yourselves, right? And then you got this other one that says, oh, God loves everybody. Don't worry about it. You got Fatima or the Virgen Maria that says, yo soy la que le di, de mi vientre salió este mocoso. Alábame a mí. That is what Virgin Mary is saying. Worship her because she had him. And that's why you guys are in the state of mind that you are. That's why, therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. So don't be surprised if somebody comes here and uses our scrolls and teaches you the wrong thing, because that's exactly what they did. That's what this guy doesn't understand. He thinks that we were this stupid. He thinks that we had no clue of any kind of concept of anything. No, we're just a dumb bunch of Indians that grew out of fish. Yeah, fish, and then, matter and what is it called? Atoms and matter, and then a fish, and then a monkey, and then now we're hairless. And some of you guys are still hairy as hell. This is the reality, and this is where we fall, family. Then it says, whose end shall be according to their works. 2 Corinthians 7:8. Bring it out. Oh, sorry, bring it out, bro. God, my bad. I was actually not really reading it. God forbid you stop bringing it out due to spare the people for getting their feelings hurt. Get your feelings, get out your feelings. Let truth come out. Yeah, no joke. Because you want to know something, man? So for example, when you guys see other people that are like, you think they're really Christian and religious and all this stuff, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. They may look the part, family, but man, you don't really know how they're sinning more than you. You actually think that they're, oh man, nah, that guy's he's a very Christian guy, can't, man, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy because he's very Christian. Look at me. I make mistakes. Look at me. I have this problems. I'm behind on bills, and, I still have issues with my wife. I can't seem to respect her anymore. I don't know why I'm acting this way. That's all part of the battle. That is the condition. So now, let me go back to this video, family, because here's what I'm trying to show y'all, okay? The spirit has to be awakened. You kings, you leaders, it's not about putting your foot down on other nations. It's about putting your foot down on your enemy, which is you. Let's go.
Eran tiempos en que mandábamos nosotros. Eran tiempos de la masa campesina. No luchábamos por bastardos intereses. No nos guiaba la vanidad ni el odio. Nos guiaban los anhelos de justicia y libertad. Estamos pasando por una gran falta de ciudadanía y patriotismo. Necesitamos escuchar y abrir nuestros corazones para poder vivir en un país donde tengamos el orgullo de decir, soy mexicano. Buen día tengan diputados, compañeros, padres de familia y público amante de la buena palabra. Represento a la Escuela Primaria de Jornada Ampliada Cuauhtémoc de la comunidad de Xcabil, municipio de José María Morelos. Hoy tengo el agrado de presentar el tema Transparencias y medidas contra actos de corrupción. Todos estamos atónitos ante la corrupción, la ausencia de valores que levantan la ola de violencia en nuestro estado. ¿Cuántos de los aquí presentes no hemos gritado? Ya basta de asesinatos, secuestros, violaciones y robos. La corrupción es uno de los grandes males del mundo. Se ha convertido en uno de los principales obstáculos que impiden el crecimiento de los pueblos y de la historia. Hemos tenido gobiernos que se han servido del abuso del poder y la impunidad. Los pueblos se han manifestado en contra de los malos gobiernos que han padecido guerras civiles, revoluciones, movimientos armados y distintas manifestaciones populares. Han sido los medios de expresión para reclamar la libertad y la justicia. Sin embargo, hoy en nuestros días, políticos y gobernantes hacen hasta lo imposible para conservar sus privilegios, sin importar la miseria por la que estamos pasando los pueblos en México. Ya no nos sorprende escuchar a diario en los noticieros que es inútil luchar contra la corrupción, ya que nuestras autoridades de todos los niveles protegen y cubren a todo aquel que con dinero o poder haga una atrocidad en contra de un ciudadano o de la sociedad. La delincuencia en Quintana Roo es una cachetada, un insulto para los que amamos esta tierra. Ejecuciones, levantones, violaciones y Y lo más triste, el robo descarado e impune de Roberto Borges. Y me pregunto, ¿qué están haciendo nuestras autoridades? Si alguno de los aquí presentes hubiera robado una gallina para alimentar a su familia, ya le hubieran dictado sentencia por 10 años de prisión. Tú, diputado o diputada, ¿qué haces que no legislas para ponerlo tras las rejas? ¿Tienes miedo o ya te llegó al precio? Es una vergüenza nacional que se tengan que enviar 100 carros de policía para desalojar a gente que...
Family, I want to say, I want to pause, man. This kid, bro, like, he makes my skin chill. Like, you know, he's not reading anything. He's literally like saying what he studied. This is not a play. They're well, I mean, role playing in a sense, but they're representing each school, and they're able to speak how they feel towards what so-called politics is about. Now, I know this is political, family, but you got to see the spirit. You see, in my times, we never seen this. And that's why I told my family I may not get to see the end, but I hope maybe my kids and see our children. This is the spirit that we need to awaken and then give them the laws of our Father. Let's continue learning.
Una casa en un terreno de 15 por 20 metros, esperando sea el patrimonio de su familia. La incongruencia. Borges invade, vende y regala terrenos descomunales a familiares y amigos. ¿Y a él? ¿Quién lo molesta? Por esa razón, diputado, porque no haces tu trabajo y legislas en bien de tu pueblo, que es quien te puso ahí para velar por sus intereses. ¿O es que pagaste por sus credenciales y ahora solo te interesa recuperar lo invertido, aceptando sobornos? Perdón, público, me emocioné, pero si me ofrece una lanita a los que les dolió o llegó, cambio mi discurso por halagos. Tenía que decir la realidad, si no después se van y no los vuelvo a ver. Es triste darse cuenta de que la sociedad completa ha hecho de la corrupción un estilo de vida que no discrimina ni edad, sexo, religión o etnia. ¿Cuántos no la practicamos? Que si Pedro dice, no te lleves con Carlos porque me cae mal, si me apoyas, invito el desayuno. O Poli, ¿cuánto y no me ponen la infracción? O que a las televisoras más grandes únicamente transmite lo que al que está sentado en los pinos le conviene. Sin embargo, de nada me sirve mi participación si solo me dedico a mencionar lo que toda persona sabe. Ya basta de gobernantes y políticos corruptos, merecen el desprecio de los pueblos. Hay que decir, la corrupción está metida en todos los sistemas. Compañeros, quiero exhortarlos a que formen parte de los que dicen no a la corrupción.
So what he says at this end, man, this is powerful. He mentions the fathers first and then educators. Listen to this, all right? Let's go.
Nos corresponde cambiar al mundo con alegría, con la práctica de buenos valores y con firmeza. Padres en el núcleo familiar, se forman las bases, se forma la actitud. Corresponde cambiar al mundo con alegría, con la práctica de buenos valores y con firmeza. Padres en el núcleo familiar, se forma de buenos valores y con firmeza.
You see, in order to change, you need values and firmness. I'm telling you, family. And then he says, and it starts in the family with the fathers. Watch this. Watch.
Padres en el núcleo familiar, se forman las bases, se forma la actitud que tendremos hacia la vida y la sociedad, que los necesitamos unidos para aprender a volar con vuelo seguro. Maestro, también de ti necesito compañerismo, educación y esfuerzo, tolerancia y respeto. Si exigimos también, tenemos decisiones de dar. Seamos ciudadanos activos de los cambios reales y emprendamos con energía el papel que nos corresponda. Gracias.
That's fire, bro. And listen, man, the reason that it's very glorious to me is because he says it's like it's all up to us. It's our responsibility to make the change. And that change has to come from within, fam. From within. Now, the guy was over here saying, what'd he say? He say to me, you gotta learn your history. You gotta learn your history. Because, you know, if you don't know your history, you don't know where you're from. You're very smart. Because that's technically what one of my points is here today. So let's go listen to this, family. It says, la obligación del mexicano para conocer su historia. You see, it is up to us to find out what our history is. Let's listen in.
Pasaríamos ya al otro tema de decir cuáles son los retos que enfrenta la mexicanidad hoy en día, porque tú y yo estamos platicando y el objetivo de esta entrevista es difundir este mensaje, tratar de entrar en la ideología de las personas que todavía no conocen esto, porque simplemente no les interesa la historia de su país, o porque, aunque les interese, leen historias equivocadas. ¿Cuáles serían los retos? ¿Qué podemos hacer? ¿Y qué tenemos que alcanzar para lograr una mayor concientización de tantos millones de mexicanos que viven en la ignorancia total de nuestra cultura mexicana?
Mira, pues hay muchas formas de hacerlo, ¿no? Porque yo pienso esto. Primero, es una obligación nacional de todo mexicano saber dónde vive, dónde está parado, cuál es el epicentro donde se desarrolló, es decir, su casa, su tierra. Eso debería ser una obligación nacional, no tan solo porque el gobierno o la educación te lo diga, sino tú mismo por tu intuición, por tu familia, por tu tierra, por tu casa, por tus hijos. Debería ser una obligación nacional saber qué significa ser mexicano. A ver, pregúntale a cualquier mexicano qué significa ser mexicano. No saben,
Sí.
no saben,
Yep.
¿verdad? Entonces luego, nosotros que somos el núcleo social, deberíamos presionar con nuestros actos, con nuestras propuestas. El propio gobierno tiene que cambiar, tiene que mostrar una historia verdadera. Mira, la educación en México instruye, pero no educa. Sí instruye, pero para joder al prójimo, pero no educa, porque enseñan a que se hace el mejor, pisoteando al hermano, pisoteando al otro estudiante.
That's called capitalism, family. Capitalize on someone else's lack of ability. That's the reality of capitalism. That's their doctrine. It's always been that way. That's why, family, if you want, by the way, you're right. Oh, you're right. It's true. It is true. I'm not saying I'm not condoning. I'm not promoting a political road, you know. But I was into politics myself. And because of my interest in politics, it got me interested in what was going on in society. So these kids are interested in what's going on in society. And technically, we have the spirit to care about what goes on in society for our gente. And all we need is the origin. Because the origin of who we are was taken with all this imagery. I'm going somewhere. Just stick around. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to show you.
¿Verdad? Y más las escuelas particulares porque pagan, entonces hasta los maestros se tienen que hacer sumisos ante los alumnos porque son hijos de gente que paga. Entonces, esa es una. Otra, pues que no alcanzan a ver con sus propios ojos toda la grandeza que tenemos como país.
Pay attention.
Ríos, lagos, mares, bosques, nieve, desiertos, pluviselvas, mares, pantanos, oro, plata, petróleo y encima los mexicanos, ¿verdad? Pero no sabemos nada de eso. Y ya no te hablé de la cultura, del legado cultural filosófico, astronómico, místico, guerrero. Cabrón, tenemos todo para ser los mejores, por lo menos para nosotros mismos, ¿no?
Bam, you see? And that's my question. Who are you guys? Because, you know, scriptures are very clear. Scriptures are very clear, family. Matter of fact, let me use this one. Scriptures are clear that we were going to have a hard time with you, brothers and sisters. Isaiah 1:3 says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. The ox knows who his owner is, like his, you know, who he belongs to. And the ass knows where his house is. But Israel does not know. No. My people do not, y'all didn't even consider it. That's exactly what he's saying. You guys don't even consider it. You have such a rich history. El América y las Chivas juegan este domingo, cabrón.
Entonces debe ser una obligación nacional. No puede ser un ciego si naces en un pueblo tan bonito? No puedes ser ciego y oídos sordos si estás viendo unas maravillas. Digo, ahí en Morelos tienen a Xochicalco, tienen a Teopanzolco, tienen Tepoztlán, ¿no? Hay muchos, Tlayacapan, etcétera, etcétera, ¿no? Hay varios sitios que son nuestro origen. Ahí, en esos sitios, se empezó a formar la nación mexicana. La nación mexicana no se formó con los españoles. Es como si dices que Estados Unidos nació.
Listen to this, okay? For this guy here, because I believe he thinks that too. Okay? Because I think you think that. That we were created by these other nations. Because that's what they say. Like, oh, you guys are conquistadors. Or the other guy that came up the other day, I'm a Portuguese Spaniard, and you fools came out of me. He don't know who his dad is. Yet he says he's native Portuguese and Spanish. And he looks like a pinche frijolero, güey. Let's continue.
Formó con los españoles. Es como si dices que Estados Unidos nació con el Mayflower. Llegaron, si dices que Estados Unidos nació en sitios, se empezó a formar la nación mexicana. La nación mexicana no se formó con los españoles. Es como si dices que Estados Unidos nació con el Mayflower. Llegaron en sus barquitos el Mayflower y entonces ahí nació Estados Unidos, ¿no? Todos los pieles rojas, ¿qué? También les llegaron a robar igual que a nosotros, ¿no? No, la nación viene desde antes. Somos por eso herederos legítimos. Somos los habitantes originarios de estas tierras. Y con esto no quiero decir que estoy buscando culpables, ¿no? Porque pues ya vivimos en un tiempo nuevo, pero es importante saber quiénes fueron tus abuelos.
See? That we have been saying this the entire time. Because we know what happened in the Americas, everywhere. Because he says it. You need to find out. Si tu abuelo era pues, mexicanitos, morenitos, pancitos, negritos, güeritos, you need to know. Right? Let's continue.
Hayan sido blancos, prietitos, negritos o morenitos, chaparritos. Es importante saber quiénes fueron tus abuelos. Hayan sido blancos, prietitos, negritos o morenitos, chaparritos o panzoncitos, ¿sí? Pero tienes que saber quiénes fueron para así poder saber quién eres tú y a dónde vas y qué estás haciendo con tu vida personal, ¿no? Al mundo no solo venimos como una gran masa a vivir, a comer, a hacer del baño. No solo venimos como una gran masa a vivir, a comer, a hacer del baño y a morir, ¿no?
I love what he said. Check this out. I like this too, by the way. Let me read this real quick. Sirach 4:28. Sirach is the same thing as Ecclesiasticus, okay? Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. That's exactly right. Because check this out. Look what he said right now. Check, look, listen to this real quick. Watch.
Como una gran masa a vivir, a comer, a hacer del baño con tu vida personal, ¿no? Al mundo no solo venimos como una gran masa a vivir, a comer, a hacer del baño y a morir.
We weren't just like a piece of like a bread that we're born, we take a dump, and then we die. That's not what we're here about. Which is why I like what he said, what you said right here. Strive for the truth unto death. Because we had talked about this the other day, and I remember talking to this to a lot of brothers of mine. Like, listen, man, I was kind of like, man, I got almost depressed at one point. If it wasn't for these scriptures, I don't know what I would be. Like, because I started realizing this is all what life is about. Just go to work, pay bills, celebrate, and teach my kids to do the same thing. That's it. That's all this life is about. And see, family, this is why it's important to understand when the calling is sure. Man, don't doubt yourself. Because for me, I never agreed to this mindset. Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not all right. Our life is short and tedious. And in the death of a man, there's no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. You see what he said? Esta vida de nosotros no nomás es como una masa, güey. Nacemos, cagamos, y luego nos morimos. No. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. So that philosophy came from Europeans of both skin tones. It says, and we shall be hereafter as though we have never been, because guess what? They brought Christianity. Yeah, that's right. The black and the white Jesus. Be damn right. For breath in our nostrils as a smoke, and a little spark in our moving of our hearts, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. This is atheism too. And our names shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of clouds, and shall be dispersed as a mist, and as it driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with heat thereof. For our time is very of a shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man can come again. You see that? That's why he's like, your life isn't just a piece of bread. You don't just born, work, pay bills, and die. There's more to you than this. And this is what it's asking for us now at the time. Are you willing to sever yourself from this world, which means your flesh, which means are you willing to govern your mind to protect your spirit? Are you willing to? Because that's a lot of work. Just like I have a friend, I'm going to say it. He's a heavy alcoholic, man. I talked to him yesterday, and he's not well at all. He's got no choice but to go into a rehab place. Now he's got people supposedly chasing him. So it's like, I told him, what are you going to do, bro? Are you just going to drink yourself to death? Yeah, I mean, because you tried getting sober, but the reality is that you're getting sober is not going to be in 1 day or 30 days, bro, or 60 days. You have to go and accept the fact that you're going to have to wait years for this change to happen. And you see, because you guys don't want that, then you consider your life as, well, it is what it is, man. There's nothing else for me. So a lot of you die, and then you regret it. Then he says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creature like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and anointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave a token of our joyfulness in every place. Promiscuousness. This is debauchery right here. This is straight promiscuous. This is body count after body count right here. This is body count right here. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our love, joyfulness in every place. This is body count right here. Which is why the brother is saying, bro, for us, for our people, for me and you, Raza, my beloved, there's more to this. We are just getting started. You guys like, oh man, I don't see. No. You see, family, what you've been seeing being taught in these streets is all carnal. But you need to understand that this is a spiritual change, and you got to change from within. That shit ain't easy. Let's go.
Porque pues ya vivimos en un tiempo nuevo, pero es importante saber quiénes fueron tus abuelos, hayan sido blancos, prietitos, negritos o morenitos, chaparritos o panzoncitos, ¿sí? Pero tienes que saber quiénes fueron para así poder saber quién eres tú y a dónde vas y qué estás haciendo con tu vida personal, ¿no?
If you don't know who you are, then you don't know where you're supposed to be going, for God's sake, man.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Scriptures clearly say, know thyself. Examine yourself, examine yourself, examine yourself. This is what this brother is saying right here. When we talk, you have no clue that we're talking scripture the entire time. And I know because my wife actually went through that. When I first was woke into this, I would remember reading some scriptures and I'm like, damn, my wife thinks like that. My wife thought that way. My wife said those things. That's just my wife. I'm not saying all women are like that. They just happen to be that. Man, she spoke Bible because guess what? My wife was never around religion. But she has a very good spirit. I believe that. And that's why the Most High put her in my life. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? Know ye not your own selves? Know ye not your own selves? That's why this brother said this.
Tienes que saber quiénes fueron para así poder saber quién eres tú ¿Y a dónde vas? ¿Y qué estás haciendo con tu vida personal? ¿No? Al mundo no solo venimos como una gran masa a vivir, a comer, a hacer del baño y a morir. No, digo, venimos a algo, ¿no? Y la diferencia es la conciencia. Por eso nuestros pueblos antiguos buscaron esa parte espiritual. Primero, hacer la simbiosis con la tierra. Yo nada más te pregunto, ¿dónde naciste? En la tierra. ¿Dónde está tu casa? En la tierra. ¿Dónde amaste? ¿Dónde sufres? ¿Dónde te desarrollas? En la tierra. ¿Y dónde vas a morir? En la tierra, ¿verdad? El epicentro de lo que somos. Nuestra madre espiritual, la que todo nos da. Y por ahí debemos...
Our spiritual mother family, our spiritual mother. We are, before a land, we is the people. And our gente, collectively, as a nation, was considered a woman. The weeping woman, like what we know in Mexico as La Llorona, que llora por sus niños. Let me read this real quick. Luke 12:28. If so, then God so clothed the grass, which is today the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven. How much more would he clothe you, O ye of little faith? Man, that's a very good point. You see how the grass keeps growing and growing and growing, and yet no matter what, it dies and it keeps growing and growing and growing. And we don't know how, right? So a little faith that you have about yourselves. That's why it's important to understand that if you don't know what your history is, and you're not going to know what direction you're going to take. So when I tell you guys and say, hey, listen, what if I'm not wrong? What if what I'm sharing with you guys, what if I'm not wrong?
Empezar por cuidarla, por quererla, y en la medida en que tú escupes a la tierra, te escupes a ti mismo.
So what I understand at this point here, and make sure you have to discern scripture because he's not fully scriptural. So obviously, you know, the land, the woman. But when you think about the land and the woman, what is a woman in the Bible? Does anybody know? You see if I got anybody here. How is the woman interpreted in the Bible, family? What is the one word that the Bible, that our scripture uses, our scrolls use, I'm sorry, to kind of express a woman? Just one word. It's just one word. Anybody know? If you don't know, I'm just going to type it. No. Wisdom. Wisdom. Watch. I'll show you. So that's why I want you to understand what he means, woman, protecting the woman, protecting the wisdom, the land, the mind. It's a spiritual thing, fam. I'm telling you, it's a spiritual change. Because look, listen, by the way, Jerusalem, it's not going to be back where you think it's. No, remember, it's coming down. Don't forget that. So, and if you got, we're going to go back to Jerusalem. What for? It's coming down. It's coming from above. Why are you going over there? It's coming from above. Watch this real quick. Oh, wait, no, I got to go back. Let me go to, I think it's 5. Oh, no, it's Wisdom of Solomon 1, I believe. Okay. Let's see. It's not entered. Let's see. What about wisdom of spirit? Well, not quite. Harder for the spirit. Give me a second, okay? Let me see if this is it. It's a wisdom. I can't remember if it's in Wisdom of Solomon 5. Let me see if I can look for it. Let's see for it first. Remember, it's saying something like that. For at first, he will walk with thee. Something, I think it's Sirach 3 or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, Sirach 4. So watch this real quick, okay? We're gonna go to Sirach 4:1. Let me go. I'm sorry. Let me go back to this other screen here. Sirach 4:1. Let me see. Sirach 4:1. Okay. This is how we know. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and be not the needy eye to wait long. Hold on. This is it. Yeah, let me just get to it real quick. Sirach 4:17 says, "For at first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her, discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets." Now we know that discipline, right, is wisdom, and we know discipline is dealing with fear. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? Verse 16, if a man commit unto her, himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold on her possession. So as you can see here, when he mentions the woman, don't get confused. Now, I'm not trying to just cut this off and not show you the guys the rest. I want you to understand that as we speak sometimes, you as somebody that knows the scriptures can make the connections and maybe even help the brother out. Maybe not him, but someone else that lacks that understanding. Because guess what? The same woman that you guys are worshiping is the same woman that these scriptures are talking about. You see, because in case you don't know this is what these Christians believe. Revelation 12:2 says, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon." No, they think that that's the Virgin Mary. That's what they think. That's exactly what they think. So, I don't know. I would say that they are wrong. Let me show you this real quick. Okay. We read this link here called "The Plain Truth About Christmas." Right? We talked about this. It says, where did we get Christmas? From the Bible or paganism? Here are the astonishing facts that we may shock you. Test yourself how much you know of the origin of the Christmas tree, of Santa Claus, of the mistletoe, of the holy wreath, of the customs of exchanging gifts. Now, I want you to pay attention to this right here. Oh, I'm gonna really put you guys in a little bit of a questioning right now. I'm gonna show you some stuff that a lot of you guys are still, kind of curious about. Proverbs 7:4, "Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kingswoman." Oh man, that's beautiful, bro. Thank you, man. Let me save that one. You save that one real quick. Psalm 7:4. Give me a second here. I like that one a lot. I can precept that one in my Bible. Which I need to go back and do it again, man. I need to go back and do it. Here it goes right there. Put that in here. It's a good scripture. There you go. It's a rock 4. Here, give me a second. Let me just write it down. It's a rock 4. And then precept that with Solomon 1. Maybe something like that. All right, I like it, man. That's good. Let's see what I was going to show. Oh, that's right. So we've been in here before. I want you guys. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Just pay attention to some of these things, okay? Now, here it asks: does Christmas really celebrate the birth of Christ? When was Jesus born in December 25th? Right? Did the original apostles who knew Jesus personally were taught by him? celebrate his birthday on December 25th? If Christmas is the chief of the Christian holiday, why do so many non-Christians observe it? Do you know? That's a very true question, family. Because I know people that don't believe in God, or say they don't believe, they believe in, like, spirits and shit, but they celebrate Christmas. And they say they're not religious.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Why do people exchange presents with family members, friends, relatives at Christmas time? Was it because of wise men present gifts to the Christmas child? The answer may surprise you. Now, check this out, family. Just let me just walk with me real quick, okay? The fall of Granada. Watch this. The fall of Granada, okay, officially happened in January of 2nd of 1492, where the Muslims and the Jews were no longer conquering or whooping on the Spaniards, the Christians, the white ones. You see, they brought an end to their 780 years of Muslim control, Muslim and Jew control. So those are facts. Okay, Jewish people, Sephardics too. You guys were working in cahoots with the Muslims to rule Europe, and you had the white men in slavery, the Slavs and the British and all them too. Now, that's not my point though. As you can see here, right? Remember who came? The Spaniards and the Jews were expelled. Okay. Now, Moors' invasion of Spain, from the point of view of Christians in Europe, was always regarded as an act of aggression. Okay. Now, let me take you through a little bit more. The Reconquest. So they started trying to reconquest this area in the early 100s. I'm sorry, the early thousands, okay? Now, here it goes right here. The end of Moorish Spain. Since the spring of 1491, Granada had been all that was left of the former Moorish state. Okay? In 1491. Now, I'm trying to get to this date because I think it's here where they'll show the dates prior to. You see, family, the war ended. Let me see. How many months did Granada have to leave before 14 and 2? I know it sounds weird that I'm typing this, but sometimes I can find stuff like this, okay? Okay, there it goes right here. The Battle of Granada was a siege of the city of Granada fought over a period of months leading up to its surrender in 1492. Now, in case I don't find it, yeah, it's right here. It's going to put me back in that link. My point being is, family, they fell in October. Okay? They lost in October officially. They were given 2 months to get out. November and December. So follow me here. They lost the war officially in October of 1491. They were given 2 months to get out. Here's right here. Okay. In the second month, they were basically out, which was January 2nd. Now you're like, what does that have to do with what you're talking about? That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, wait, I always had this thought in me, like, man, if I can figure out what happened in Granada, it's going to tell me a lot about what's going on here. Family, I just find it so interesting because what is it at? Okay, here it goes. Meanwhile, in April 1491, Christian forces, moved into position to lay siege of the city of Granada. Boabdil, which was the African leader, advisor, argued amongst themselves and accepted bribes from the Christians. At least one is suspect of working with Castile the whole time. Now, it's true. Castile and Aragon, or Leon, they joined together, deceived these guys, right? Traded them, which is what's going on here. So they have the spirit in them. Okay, let's continue. The Granadian government was in ferment to such an extent. Watch this. that in November 1491, when the surrender terms were presented and accepted by Boabdil in the Treaty of Granada, close this up, the city was given 2 months to bring itself together for the government to coordinate itself before Christian troops officially entered the city. Get off, man. So it was the city, not it was that this. So it was that the city did not officially capitulate until the 2nd January of 1492, and then they come in August. Follow? Now I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to use this one here. Use this one here because you need to understand. You see, family, don't you find it ironic that las fiestas de octubre starts in Octubre? You find it ironic that they celebrate Thanksgiving in November? Don't you find it ironic that then they celebrate Christmas in December? And don't you find it ironic that then they celebrate New Year right after? You realize that was going to be biblical? Watch this. I'm going to show you first that they were going to do this to do this. Give me a second. I'm just kind of going by the thought right now. Oh, come on, man. Let's see if I can find it quickly here. Hold on. Come on, bro. Looking for, in case maybe somebody might help me, I'm looking for the scripture that says sending gifts to one another. Give me a second. Let me see what my phone is. I don't like when this shit happens. Hold on, family. Hold on. There he goes. Revelation 11:10. It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another. Check this out, okay? So the reason I'm saying, and I'm telling you, this is kind of good to decipher, is because of this, fam. When did we move from the Roman calendar to the Gregorian calendar? Okay. Here it goes. We moved to the Gregorian calendar. Thank you, brother. We moved to the Gregorian calendar in 1582. You want to know what's so weird? That the Julian calendar, do you know when the new year was for the Julian calendar? When was the new year for the Julian calendar? The Julian calendar, if I'm not mistaken. No, hold on a second. No, I got it. And was March 25th, moved to January 1st. Okay. By March 25th, the Annunciation was once New Year's Day. For centuries, the solemnity of Annunciation of March 25th, not January, marked the first day of the new year. What?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Exactly my point, family. Why did they change the new year from March to January. So I kind of find it ironic. They come in, they take the land, and then every year they celebrate that holiday. So they thank their God through Thanksgiving for giving them the land. They use symbols, symbologies to hide their celebration, like Christmas, in a sense, conquering. Why move the new year to January from March if that's 1 month in December? The only conclusion I have is it is a complete reminder every single year for them to remind themselves that they raped you guys. And every year, you dumbasses go and celebrate their shit. Every year. I don't understand. I mean, look, I don't know if this is right, fam, but I just find it so weird that they win in October, they got 2 months, and then New Year, and then in January, they come in. But yet 50 years later, they change the calendar to make sure that those holidays correlate with the days of the conquering? I mean...
A ver, que alguien me explique.
I mean, listen, those are questions. I think those are legitimate questions. I don't see why it would be a problem. So that's why I'm bringing this up, because, listen, family, this Christian thing is deeper than you think. So we saw paganism, right? Christianity, we saw Christmas, communion, we saw the mistletoe, December 25th. Let's see what else. We see the sun, the new sun, right? It says here, how much did the date of the festival depended upon the pagan Brumalia, December 25th, following the Saturnalia, December 17, 24, and celebrating the shortest day of the year in the new sun. Cannot be accurately determined. Watch this real quick. Let me go back this way. While Christians of Mesopotamia accused their Western brethren of idolatry and sun worship for adopting as Christians this pagan festival. Sunday. Look, they didn't, let's see. But remember, these people had grown up in pagan customs. Yeah, I'll go back this way. Remember, the Roman world had been pagan prior to the 4th century. Christians were few in number, though increasing, and were persecuted by the government and by pagans. But with the advent Constantine as emperor, who was Constantine the emperor? You remember that? You guys remember who he was? Give me a second. Stop it. I don't know why you guys do that. You always do that to me. It says Constantine the emperor, right? Hold on, here he goes, right here. Do you remember this right here? We saw this page, and it was talking about Remember this page? Emperor Constantine the Canaanite and his Jewess mother, Helena. Let's see if I can get it better. I don't like this right here. Boom. Okay. Emperor Jesus Constantine, the first Christian emperor, was married to his mother, Helena Augusta. Emperor Constantine the Canaanite and his Jewess mother, Helena, founded the Latin papacy in the city of Constantinople. Remember, Roman world had been pagan. Okay, now let's get ahead. But with the advent of Constantine as emperor, who made his profession of Christianity in the 4th century, placing Christianity on the equal footing with paganism, people of Roman world began to accept this now popular Christianity by the hundreds of thousands. But remember, these people had grown up in pagan customs. chiefs of which was this idolatrous festival, December 25th. It was a festival of merrymaking with a special spirit. They enjoyed it. They didn't want to give it up. Do you see family? We have family the same way. My mom don't want to give it up. She loves me. She says she loves the Lord. They don't want to give it up. We got family members. Some of you guys are married to some of these women that don't want to give it up, and you guys got to make decisions now. Hey, Elishiba, saludos. Jeremías, buenos días. Right? They didn't want to give it up. Now the same article in New Chef Herzog's Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge explains how the recognition of by Constantine of Sunday, which had been the day of pagan sun worship, and now the influence of pagan Manichaeism, which identified the Son of God with the physical Son, S-U-N, so S-O-N, Son of God, with the physical S-U-N, gave these pagans of the 4th century, hold on, sorry, what the hell is that about? Gave these pagans of the 4th century, now turning over wholesale to Christianity, their excuse for calling their pagan festival date of December 25th birthday of the sun god. And that is how Christmas became fastened on our Western world. We may call it by another name, but it is the same old pagan sun worshiping festival still. The only change is what we call it. You can call a rabbit a lion, but it's still a rabbit, just the same. Or like you can put a lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Watch this. Certain Latins, as early as 354, had been transferred by the birthday from January 6th to December 25th, which was then a Mithriac feast. Mithriac feast, the birthday of an unconquered son. The Syrian and Armenians, who clung to January 6th, accused the Romans of sun worship and idolatry, contending that the feast of December 25th had been invaded by disciples of Cerinthus, whatever it was. Watch this real quick, okay? Check out the oranges here. So it says, it is a cheap custom of the corrupt system denounced all through the Bible, prophecies, and teachings under the name of Babylon. And it originated in original Babylon of ancient Nimrod. Yes, it stems from roots, or his roots, whose beginning was shortly in this side of the flood. Nimrod, grandson of Ham, son of Noah, was the real founder of Babylonian system, and that was and the system that has gripped the world ever since. Hey, remember what the brother said? Check this out. The system of organized competition, capitalism. A man ruled governments and empires, America, based upon the competitive and profit-making economic system. This is crazy, family. So now I've been saying this. I said it earlier, Elisha, but you remember me saying that a lot of you guys have a capitalist spirit. Now we're realizing that this capitalism is not of the Most High. It is a Babylonian economic system that is based on competition, ruled by men in government, and based on competitiveness and profit-making economic system. That is America to the bone. So now that I have that, I'm glad that I went in there with that, man. This is beautiful. All praises to our Father. It's a good way to segue into this, family. Let me read this to you. Okay? Because we were warned. We were warned. Forsake me not when my strength is spent. We were warned, family. Psalm 71:3. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given me commandments to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Why? Because we knew. Deliver me, O God, O my God, out of the hands of the wicked, out of the hands of the unrighteous and cruel man. What are they going to do? Psalms 71:24. My tongue shall also talk of thy righteousness all the day long, for they are confounded. For they are brought unto the shame that seek my hurt. Why do I read that? Because when you're speaking against something, is because it's continually speaking at you. Verse 20, thou which hast showed me great and sore troubles shall quicken me again and shall bring me up again from the depths of the earth. Regeneration in a sense. But we understand. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. Babylonia, the system, world's first capitalism. It's crazy, man. I just find it so funny because I've been talking about this. The way that you stop feeding the beast is by not buying into their capitalistic system, family. Isn't it very common? I mean, hello. Watch. I'm gonna show you this because if you really think about it, let's read it again, man. This is heavy. It says Nimrod, grandson of Ham, son of Noah, was the real founder of Babylonish system that has gripped the world ever since. The system of organized competition. A man ruled governments and empires based upon the competitive and profit-making economic system. Babel means babbling, many languages. Where are we at right now, family? And who's rebelling the most? He organized the world's first kingdom. The name Nimrod is Hebrew. It's derived from Marad, meaning he rebelled. So you guys, listen, you need to wake up, family. This whole Virgen de Maria, bro, y'all are crazy, bro. That's a demon right there. That's not the mother of the Mashiach. Hey, for real, right? They don't boast about that kingdom. They sure as hell love to, we ruled it. But how come you don't take Nimrod? He was your buddy. Now, again, family, you either believe in the Bible or you believe in science. So if you believe in science, then that means that the first man came out of Africa. If you believe in our scrolls, that means that the first man came out of Asia. Through her scheming and designing, Semiramis became the Babylonian queen of heaven, la Virgen de Maria. December 12th is a big deal for you guys. 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 more days. And Nimrod, under various names, became the divine son of heaven. Through the generation in this idolatrous worship. Now, here's another point. You see how it's all symbolic. Everything's symbolic with these guys. The conquering, the time frame, the Christmas. So now check this out. So if Nimrod or the Queen of Heaven have something to do with the egg, that means that they conceived in March. 9 months later, the baby is born in December. 3 months later, it was considered New Year for them again. Watch. December 25th, January 25th, February 25th, March 25th. So he's born, dies 3 days, is born again.
Copyright disclaimer.
Again, family, you need to know why are you celebrating these holidays if you don't even know their origin? Through the generations in this idolatrous worship, Nimrod became the false Messiah, son of Baal, the sun god. Now, remember that name, Baal, in this false Babylonian system. Who do they love in this system, family? Jesus! Not the real son of the Most High. Hey, yeah. But yet they get screwed by the same people they boasted about in the first place. There you go, bro. No. So again, you guys are following a Babylonian system, an economic system that if you worship the white Jesus, like I said, just because you pick up our book, that doesn't mean you're listening to our Father. Because here clearly it says that this man, this spirit, is going to act as if teachers of righteousness, angels of light, right? We're seeing it clearly now. The mother and child, Semiramis and Nimrod, reborn. Again, Easter is March. 9 months later is December. 3 months later is March again. So he's born, dies, 3 days, born again. Idolatry to the fullest. But you see, that is not saying that the new so-called testament is not lawful. No. It actually solidifies it even more because, again, if you believe in the scriptures, you either believe in the scriptures or you believe in science. So if you believe in the scriptures, you will know that a lot of these brethren of ours bug the hell out. That's why Abraham came out of where? The Ur of the Chaldees. And he was cut from that claw because he was cut from that wicked pit. Now we're starting to connect the dots. Hopefully, if you guys are following me, it says here, became chief object of worship, the mother and the son, the mother and the son, the mother and the son. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Christ. There you go, bro. And false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. You see? So, family, when you pick up our scroll, know this for a fact, that could be used for evil as well. If you guys can't wrap your mind around that, then you need to unsubscribe and stop following. Because you see, family, our scriptures are no joke. So you either are dealing with the Most High or you're not. So if you're prosperous and you're worshiping this white Jesus, well, there you go. You're part of the economic system. That's who's blessing you. You're a spiritual capitalist. And that's what that whole mark of the beast is. If you spiritually assign yourself, if you mark your mind, the internal spirit of you, the internal brain head, let's say, you go around and tattoo a bunch of these white or black images of Jesus, that's what you're marking. You're marking it with your spirit. So you guys that go around saying, oh, the mark of the beast is something that's going to go in your hand. We're not of the flesh. That has nothing. Why even worry about the flesh? It says clearly, don't worry about them that destroy the flesh. Worry about them that destroy the flesh and the spirit. So what is the mark? A false doctrine, a false Messiah. And it's not enough to walk away from the white one. Oh, I'm just going to pray to the black one. That still comes from them. And they're Canaan, which is even worse. Let's continue. I'm going to show you a video here. Hopefully they don't block me on this. Because I'm going to go back and forth on this. Let me see. We got, an hour and a half. Man, I wish I would have gone quicker. All right, let's listen to this real quick. Check this out. All right, so I'm going to have to do this side by side, family. Okay? Because or else they may block me. So let's listen in, okay? Let's go.
Today, the religion of Carthage has long been forgotten. Yet in its time, this ancient belief system once permeated across much of the Mediterranean.
Now, let's look at this map real quick. You see this map, family? Okay, Granada, in case you guys don't know, is right here. Granada. The fall of Granada was right there. Okay? This gentleman over here, Severus, was known as the African emperor. He was a Carthaginian Canaanite. Okay? This is Carthage over here. So you see, these people, Carthaginians, which were also known as Phoenicians and Canaanites, ruled this area. Let's continue.
With practitioners spread far and wide from the Near East to North Africa, Sicily, Italy, Spain, and beyond. However, precious little information has survived the destruction of Carthage, and what written records we have all come from non-Punic sources. This has unfortunately left us with a mysterious and heavily biased portrayal of this ancient pagan religion.
When they say bias, not really. It progressively, well, you're going to see. You're going to see, family. Okay? So I'm going to go through this video real quick. They don't block me, man. But it's a very interesting one. Okay, I watched the whole show on because they have channel. They have a channel. They did a whole class, like a whole hour. I figured this would be better.
Luckily, modern archaeology and research have done much to help us put together the pieces of this puzzle. Today, let us explore the fascinating reconstruction of the religion of Carthage. This video was sponsored by Magellan TV. They're an awesome documentary streaming service run by filmmakers with a selection of over 2,000 videos to choose from amongst the categories of history, science, nature, on the Altar, which covers the fascinating. I can highly recommend you check out the documentary series Blood on the Altar, which covers the fascinating history.
I want to show you those things. You see the star and you see the moon, right? Okay. La Virgen Maria, right? Virgen Maria, just in case you don't know, it has a star and it has the moon. The star and the moon. That's what the Virgen Maria has. Let me see. Virgen Maria, star and moon. See? The star and moon. Star and moon. Star and moon. So when I show you, hey, thank you, my sis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love it. You're on point. Star and moon. All they did is just added something in between. Now, check this out. Star and moon. And then we see 1, 2, 3 pins. Huh. Let's continue.
History of the Carthaginians and their enigmatic religion. Magellan TV is compatible with Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Google Play, and iOS, which means you can watch it anytime, anywhere, on your television, laptop, or mobile device. In the description below, we're going to
Here's how you go from this to that with Adobe Express.
Give me a second.
You're going to start by uploading your media.
Things Carthaginian, we must first begin.
Religion of the Phoenicians, man. Now, family, they don't call the name the religion, but I'm going to show you what the religion is. Okay, let's go.
In our discussion with the
All religions are Roman and pagan based. Very true. Let's go.
Phoenicians, from which they trace their origins. Theirs was an even older religion which had developed slowly in the milieu of the Bronze Age Levant, with influences from neighboring Mesopotamia and Egypt. Broadly speaking, it was a polytheistic religion with a wide pantheon of gods, which were associated with various natural phenomena, or served as a
Polytheistic means many gods. Monolithic means one god. Okay, so let's continue.
embodiments of certain traits. At their head was the supreme pair of El and Asherah.
Now, here's where we start seeing some similarities of religions, Christianity, even us, like a little bit of what we see. El, Asherah, general hierarchy. Okay, so pantheon. So the Trinity, in a sense. Let's continue.
Beneath them were a host of other gods which might take a single form or be split into various manifestations. These gods were powerful entities, capable of intervention in human affairs with both favor and malice. Thus, followers adopted a broadly reciprocal religious practice, making prayers, offerings, and sacrifices to ensure that
You see, good, evil, good, evil. Let's continue.
they remained in the good graces of the gods. Often, this was done on the level of the city-state, with many rites being intermingled with the workings of public institutions. However, it would be impractical to please every conceivable deity. Communities therefore tended to focus their attention on a few chief figures or aspects of gods from the wider pantheon. In the Phoenician cities, these principal divinities were called Baalim, or lords of a city.
We see Baalim. Let's continue.
The particular elevation of one deity over another would be a rather organic process, which changed over time based on the needs of a group. As an example, the chief Baal of Ugrit.
Now we got Baal of Ugrit, Baal of Zidon, Baal of Byblos. Ooh, that's why I'm talking about. Got to be mindful of the words that you choose. This is serious. I remember talking to a buddy, a brother, man. I can't remember who it was. And he was telling me, like, he pays attention to the words because he's finding out, like, the real translation, the real meaning behind it. So that's why the scriptures say, for every word that you say, you'll be judged by it, man. All words are powerful, fam. So you better be mindful of. That's why when I pray, family, I literally say like this. I'm not kidding. I say, I'm praying to the creator of my family, my bloodline, my father's fathers. I'm talking to that creator, the ancient of days, my creator. I want to make sure that he knows I'm talking to him, not someone else, because I don't know Hebrew.
Was Hadad, god of storm and rain. The Baal of Sidon was Eshmun, god of healing, and the Baal of Byblos was Baalat Gebal, goddess of fertility. But perhaps the most important for our story will be the religion of the city of Tyre and their chief Baal, Melkart. After all, it would be this leading Phoenician power which planted many colonies in the west and gave birth to Carthage, passing on many of its cultural traditions.
In Colombia, they have a city called Cartagena. Let's continue.
There is much more to discuss when it comes to the religion of the Phoenicians and that of the Near East. But for the purposes of this episode, we will now turn our attention to its evolution in the West. As we have stated, the religion of Carthage was derived from the religion of the Phoenicians. Thus, the early colonists would have brought with them many of the gods and traditions of their ancestors. These beliefs were reinforced over the years by the close tie which was maintained between Carthage and its mother city. In fact, delegations were routinely sent back to Tyre to partake in religious ceremonies and make offerings to the gods. However, change was inevitable. The Punic pantheon saw internal transformation as various existing deities and their aspects rose or fell in popularity. For instance, one of the major trends was the elevation of the goddess Tanit over Melkart. The Punic pantheon also saw external transformation as a result of contact with the surrounding culture of the Libyans, Numidians, Greeks, Italians, Sardinians, and Iberians. New gods were adopted in their entirety, or might be equated and merged with existing ones.
See, we're talking about merging. We're not talking about a complete washing of the mind. No. I'm going to keep my old traditions and my own ways. You mean I don't have to let go of the old God? I can just, as long as I worship whatever you got, thank God, but worship the book based on whatever. I don't really get that, fam. But anyways, let's continue, okay? Let's continue.
This process of syncretism worked both ways as various groups commingled over the centuries. For example, we see many new temples and cults springing up in areas of cross-pollination like Sicily, where the Punic god Melkart was hybridized with the Greek god Heracles. Thus, the Carthaginian religion would have ultimately evolved a character of...
Look at that right there. Somebody tell me. What do you guys see? There's 3 images, family. What do you see, and what images do you think these relate to us today? Ecclesiastes 12:1, remember how thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, no, the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Yeah, man. Let me read it real quick so I can maybe see if I can simplify it. It says, so remember your creator while you are still young, before those dismal days and years come when you will say, I don't enjoy life. That's good, bro. That's good. That's good, bro. Hey, Shalom, bro. How you doing, man? Hindu God, yeah, I know, bro. But actually, I'm telling you why. Hold on, I'll tell you. I'm so tired of our people stuck on countries countries nationalism. Yeah. They ain't getting nowhere. So check this out. Here's what I saw. If you guys look at a dollar bill, you see a pyramid, right? I see a pyramid here, and in a circle, like the eye. And then I see this building in the back of a $5 bill, which is like the way that they're built here. And then the Statue of Liberty. We're back at this again, and I'm going to share with you guys the origin I'm glad it was bringing up Nimrod, because that religion of Nimrod is the same religion most of you guys are worshiping and you don't even know it.
Of its own, distinct from its Phoenician origins. Let's now take a look at its pantheon, its holy places, and its practices. We will begin with the pantheon of Carthage by discussing the major and minor gods. The first one to mention is the god Melkart. As we stated, he was the chief patron of Tyre, with some mythologies tying him to the founding of the city and the gifting of the first boat to its inhabitants. He was thus closely associated with the royal house of Tyre. Phoenicians came to see Baal as a divine figure who was worshipped in aspects. Each of these represented a different facet of the god's personality, with power over things like agriculture or war. In Carthage, the most important aspect to be worshipped was Baal Hamon. Yet despite his massive popularity and position at the head of the pantheon, we don't actually know what he was the god of. Baal Hamon is often depicted as a bearded man with ram's horns, with the evidence suggesting he was likely tied to ideas of the sun, fire, rebirth, and fertility. But we really aren't sure. In this context, it's best to consider Baal Hamon as an all-purpose god whose chief role was to protect and was joined at the head of the pantheon by his consort Tanit, often referred to as the face of Baal. She seems to have also been viewed as a protector of the city of Carthage, with references to her as a fertility goddess, and even a goddess of war like Athena. In this capacity, she is commonly represented as a lion. Tanit may have first emerged as an aspect of the supreme goddess Astarte, but eventually developed her own following. She began appearing as an important deity in Carthage around the 5th century BC, and quickly took a leading role, even eclipsing Baal Hamon at times. Indeed, though frequently comes first in sheer volume of her visual representations found across the Punic world, which show the goddess praying with her hands up under a crescent moon.
A lot of these are symbols, family, that you guys look right here. You see that? The pyramid. There's a constant pyramid. You see the eye shaped there, or a pyramid and you see a crown shaped there, or a pyramid and you see the eye, meaning like they a spiritual eye or some shit. I don't know. Let's continue.
Besides these three gods, there were dozens of others. However, information about them is fleeting. In these matters, it proves useful to see who they were paired with in the better understood Greek pantheon. For instance, Eshmun, who is often associated with Asclepius, appears to have been a god of healing, beauty, and love, while
we see the nice side of this so-called religion. Okay? Now, let me show you this real quick. That's the nice side. That is the nice side. Watch this real quick. I bought this book out. Maybe this is the one you're talking about, bro. This right here. It's pretty interesting, family. Look at this name. So this is the book from the Druidism, the ancient faith of Britain. Okay. Just going to show you this real quick. And I'm not trying to, have you guys doubt. But I guess in a way, I want you guys to study. Because you got to really study. You got to really study, fam. The Creed of Druidism, Helvetia Antiqua Nova, a work published in the 16th century, gives the following list of Druidical deities and divinities. Theotatus, or Tout. Jesus. What?
A ver, que alguien me explique.
What? Yeah. Yeah, it's in there. It is definitely in there. It is definitely in there. Check this out. Hemigover Bolt, delicious spirit. Jesus, the strong and powerful, was a representative of Mars, the god of war, carnage, and bloodshed. In the German piece, so again, according to the Welsh triad, Jesus, whatever, all that stuff, right? Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick. Honestly, sometimes we got to be mindful about what our brothers are going through, man. But you know what, fam? It's time to start this understanding. Because you guys are either gonna burn in hell or you're gonna live. You're either gonna burn or you're gonna live. And I I would love for you guys, man, to at least get a chance. Get a chance, man. I'd rather know and then deal with it than not know at all. This is page 22. It says the Druids profess a creed which appears to have been as inspiring as that of any ancient modern system of religion. Okay, let me skip it. Although seemingly polytheistic in character, Judaism recognized and incalculate the belief in the unity of supreme being. So he's talking about what they used to believe in, right? Now, let me continue. Druidism recognized, to whom alone the prayer of all the people, through the priests, were addressed. The ruler of the universe, in the discharge of his office, was assisted by the subordinate divinities, kind of like what they were explaining, okay? Now, watch this. Origen is opposed to the idea of Judaism being polytheistic. He affirms that they believe in one God only, which fact he considers was instrumental in leading the people to Christianity. So Judaism led the people to Christianity. Then it says, although it may be regarded as doubted that the simple tenets of early Judaism became debased by the admission of polytheism in the East. Huh. Interesting, right? Very interesting this book is. Watch this now. Page 23. Kind of go over some things real quick. It says here, hold on. Where is it at? Cold would say they found Tao, but they were distinguished. Thus, the god Pino was a special divinity. Messiah established in Asia was an exclusive but God named. All right. So, in like manner, the Apollon Gryneus of the Messians, established in Asia, was not an exclusive god, but the name given to the sanctuary of the Messians because they offered their sacrifices to the sun in a wood where the trees could not lose their verdure, and where the earth was always covered with flowers. The Druids maintained that the Supreme had produced a number of intelligence which animated different parts of the matter, conducted people to the destiny of eternal will. They regarded these intelligence either as angels or spirits, acting only in accordance with the order and under the direction of supreme God. Let's continue. See this real quick. Let's see if this is it. Look, watch this. Remember we read, remember Acts 19, I think, Acts 19 or 17 talks about that Paul went in and he was talking to the Epicureans and the Stoics. Watch this. It may be that with the Stoics, they recognize a living, active, and invincible matter, the essence of divinity, a visible entity, incapable by itself of lives and motions, which was the substance of the body. Although the Druids acknowledged a beginning to all things, they believed that the world would exist for all time. But they maintained that the earth would become purified and renovated by a universal fire, right? We read that in the scriptures, as once it had been by the deluge. So these guys had some understanding of the book. They did not believe in the existence of an almighty and universal evil power, but held that God could be, held that God could be offended by sin, but that he was placable and could be appeased by sacrifices. Huh? Watch this. The Druidic conception of God had not, so far as been ascertained, been regarded to the anthropomorphism. Okay, here it goes. The Druidic conception of God had not, so far as been ascertained, been degraded to the anthropomorphism current in another or later ages. The supreme being was represented to them in the sun, but the sun, as the sun, was not worshipped. It was the great and grand symbol of the living God, known as Isus, the supreme light, self-existent and invisible, but yet seeing, penetrating and knowing all things. The sun was supposed to be the most noble type of Godhead, the most glorious object of material creation. The following is said to be an ancient hymn used by the Druids in their mysteries. It is called a song of dark import. Now, I'm not going to read it. I don't know what it has. Right there. Let's show you this real quick. And then I'm going to try to move on. Let's see. Allah is my covenant. The covenant is of Na. The word Na is my witness. Now, it says here that, let me get to this point. Come on. Here we go, bro. I was reading so much. Okay, here goes. The name Baal is an interesting one from a philosophical point of view. It is composed of three radical denominated in Hebrew: Beth, Aleph, and Lamed. Pay attention, okay? Which corresponds to Arabic letters Ba, Aleph, and Lam. The Greek Beta, Alpha, and Lambda. Sounds like the Boulets. Sounds like the Boulets to me. Each of these letters has a numerical value. In Arabic, Phoenician, Hebrew, and Greek. B, when it is used in numerical, stands for 2, A for 1, and L for 10, thus making a total of 33. They explain that they like the high places to look down on others. Yeah, all right. I'm no joke, bro. Check this out. So 33. Each number is regarded as a mystical number. We see remember the Boule, the videos, the 33, and they threw the sign and the pyramid, the 666, all that. The 333, 666. That's what they do that for, too. Each number is regarded as a mystical number. The Pythagorean regarded the number 2 as representing intellect or wisdom, the source of all things. It typified God. The figure 3 typified male and female, androgynous, who in conjunction produce life. From the odd produced both odd and even. The O added to the complete 30 of the Lamed might form its shape, stand for its ovum, the world or the cosmos. Intellect stands first. Thus, we have the gospel ascribed at St. John. In beginning was wisdom, and wisdom was God, and wisdom was God. Now, the numerical for which Baal stands, written consecutively in Roman letters, runs 2, 1, and then 3, 3, XXX, producing a total of XXX 333 or 111, representing 9 separate stokes. In connection with the the non-diurnal of the Romans are worthy of attention. The days were divided in groups of 8, and on every 9th day, the people left pursuit to went into town to market. Hence, Latin saying, I don't know what that is. The Romans also held a purification ceremony on male infants on the 9th day of life. The presiding genius at this rite being named Nundina. Let me skip this. The Eleusian mysteries occupied 9 days in performance with regard to the figure 33. King David reigned through Jerusalem for 33 years. Jesus lived in earth for 33 years. There are 33 vertebrates of the human spinal. The Muslim rosary, 99 beautiful names of Allah, is divided in 3 sections, each containing 33 beads. Many of the religious services of the Druids were conducted with a pomp and ritual which could be with the ordinate rituals later of ecclesiastical organizations, began and ended with the ceremony of good thrice around the course of the sun. The sun, the sun, the sun. So this whole Sunday worship, Sunday church, Son of God is nothing more than Judaism. You guys are worshiping. You are Druids. You are practicing Druids. Yeah, that's what they are too. That's why it doesn't. I'm not even surprised. Why now we know Freemason? Oh, hold on a second. Watch this. I'll even show it here. Watch this. I think it's over here. It actually says that Druidism and Freemasonry have a connection. I'll show you. I'm glad you said that, bro. Masonry, all of that stuff. It's true. Watch this. Page 22. Monotheism, polytheism, anthropoformism, the Bardic, the Druidic alphabet, ancient seats of learning, ancient trees, the tree of knowledge, the reference of Caesar's account of Druidism, affinity claim between Druidism and Freemasonry.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
The Druidical hymns of duelage, meteors, falling stars. All of this is part of Freemasonry. Knights Templars, all of that stuff. They have a lot of rites in Mexico too. The Druidical Circle, Stonehenge, Phoenician art. You guys have no idea, do you? Look, the mistletoe. The mistletoe. Yeah, you want to go there and you think you know what you're worshiping. You want to be hard-headed. Oh, it's because of family. It's because of family. It's because of family. No, your spirit is connected to these demons, and you like it. Look, watch this. Is it this one? No, this over here. I think it's this one here. Hold on. Give me a second, okay? See if it's here. These are some of the letters. Let's see if it's here. I'm trying to look for something. I'm trying to go slow so I don't lose it, okay? I'm not trying to make y'all wait. So here goes, family. Here's. Let me read that real quick, sis. But let me read this real quick. Okay, so once again, that's why it's important to understand which tree you guys are following. Which tree you guys are following. Okay? It's important to know which tree you guys are following. The tree of knowledge of good and evil has been taught by many scholars to be the symbol of science, of wisdom, etc. So what they're telling you here, the Druids knew about science and wisdom. If you think this is a game, this religion that you want to play around with, this is worse than Ouija boards, bro. Jeremiah 4:22, the Lord says, "My people." Jeremiah 4:22 says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. Oh, but I love Christmas because it's family. But to do good, they have no knowledge. Zero. Because we tell you guys, stop what you're doing. Jeremiah 7:9. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense to Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not? You guys, this is not our religion, nor our practices. All over this book, man. I'm just confounded because the more I read it, I'm just like, bam, bro, check this out. Hold on, is it here? Trying to just look for something real quick, and then we're gonna move on because I'm gonna go back to this book eventually. Let's see. Let's see if I have something here that I will show you. Yeah, let's go to page 182. Watch this real quick. Go over here. I'm going to read this right here. Well, that was it right here. Dr. Stuckley, it says page 182. Dr. Stuckley boldly asserted that Judaism and Christianity were identical. Whew. It is clear that Christianity assimilated Judaism to a great extent, but it is difficult to say how much the newer faith was indebted to this older religion. There is no evidence that Druidical Britons gave other than a welcome, and it may be a hearty welcome to the exponents of the newer creed. In fact, Christian historians state that the Britons embraced the new teachings with more alacrity, meaning more happiness, right? More willingness than any other nation. There is indeed a legend of the effect that Edwin was persuaded to embrace the Christian faith by Corte, the chief of the Druids. At that time also, it must be remembered that Christian religion had not developed many of the corruptions or sacerdotal elements which have afflicted it in later times. Man. Yeah, at the carnival, yeah, I know. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop because remember what they're doing, family. And by the way, sis, you can actually, I think yeah, that's right. So I was saying this earlier. Remember, the Granada fell technically in the year 1491. They were given 2 months to get out, November and December. In October, they left January 2nd of 1492. In 1582 or 1532, I don't know what year, they went from from Roman to Gregorian calendar, which changed the new year. Now, if you think about it, they went into Granada, they took it. Then we know the whole story about Suarte Pete, right? That they go from Spain and they take Suarte Pete with them, and they say, "Hey, listen, if you're not a good kid, Suarte Pete from Spain is going to take you back to Spain." So this whole celebration is November, December, and in the new year. The scriptures say that they would send gifts to one another and make merry to one another. Anyways, I thought I would run that by you because I remember I did a class on that. Suarte Pete. It was actually the little black assistant of his kidnapping our kids and taking them back to Spain. That's really what it means. See, family, a lot of times you think you know what the meanings are things, but they're not. Okay? Clearly not. We go back. Page, this one before. Let's see. Is it here? Is it page 180? Oh, 181. Sorry. Watch this real quick. The close affinity between the doctrines of the newly established Christian faith, as taught by the early missionaries, and the beliefs of Druidism will warrant the assertion of several writers that the followers of the doctrine of the old religion were without difficulty persuaded to embrace Christianity. It was a question really of merging of beliefs rather than an entire change of faith. All Donovan on his Annals of the Four Masters says nothing is clearer than Patrick engrafted Christianity on the pagan superstition with so much skills that he won the people over to the Christian religion before they understood that the exact difference between the two systems of belief. And much of this half pagan, half Christian religion will be found not only in the Irish stories of the Middle Ages, but in the superstitions of the peasantry on present day. The cross, a symbol, was known to and reverted by the Druids. And their mode of consecrating an oak tree was first to fasten a cross beam upon it if the two main horizontal arms were not sufficiently prominent, like a T. Upon this right branch, they cut in the bark of fair character, the word Jesus. What? Damn! Upon the middle of the upright stem, the word tamariz. And upon the left branch of the word belanus, Overall and above the branching of the arms were inscribed what we just read, the other side. Sorry, I'm going to go back. The word Tau. I mean, family, you got to be paying real close attention to what you're praying to, how you're praying. This is not a game anymore. You guys are not children anymore. Scripture said, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I was taught as a child. I learned as a child. Now that I'm an adult, I actually have to think like adult and make decisions like an adult. So this isn't a time for games. You either understand that what you're believing is of the devil or you don't. Then check this out, okay? The names Jesus and Thautis were perfectly legible upon it. Near the stone, a sacred golden knife, as used by the Druids for cutting the mistletoe. Woo! Mistletoe was also found. The inscriptions on the stone corroborate the fact that already known that human sacrifices were made by Druids in times of national calamity. Y'all want to continue? You guys are serious? I mean, I for me particularly, kind of scared for y'all. Okay. We read this book before. Sorry. We read this here, right? You see this here? You see that there? Okay. All right. See this here? I got this book. Okay. I'm going to show you something. Let me see if I posted it up here. Hold on. Did I do it? Maybe I didn't do it. I thought I did. Oh, I didn't do it. My bad. So this book, actually, you know what? I actually did download it. My bad. So this book here, is called, but it's written by Miguel Sanchez, old book. Okay, La Virgen Maria. All right. Now I'm gonna read some things to you so you can understand how ignorant they have us. Like seriously, they really think we're stupid people, family. And it's about time that you guys stop letting them talk to you and make you believe that you're stupid. Okay, because I'm me personally, I'm tired of that shit. Me personally. Okay, so let's listen to this. Let's read this. Now it's a difficult thing to read because it's written in those years, right? So just bear with me. I'm gonna do my best. Okay. It says in page 6, mujer mítica. Estaba la mujer vestida del sol. Ya vamos entendiendo que ya vamos entendiendo que aquí está en México. Que está en México, I guess, que está en México. Por lo histórico, todos conocen que aquí esta tierra se tuvo por habitantes por religión tan vecina del sol, que las todas con sus rayos y así la presumían y llamaban torrida zona. Aquesto natural parece que pronosticaba lo sagrado que había de gozar en rayos de otro sol verdadero y lucido con eficaces calores. I can't even read that. Pues Cristo Sol, that's what I want to show you. Cristo Sol, divino, misericordiosamente, había de alumbrarla, vivificándola evangélicamente a los calores de su fe. Sorry, family. It's just a very difficult book to read. Okay? Let me point something out. Cristo puso en el sol su aliento. Okay? me just get to the point. This is going to be very difficult to read. I can already tell. Let me see if it's here. Page 7, I believe. In this book, it's basically saying, if you choose to read it, that the vision of the Virgin Mary was because supposedly God gave them a sign of Revelation 12:1. You see, in this book, they believe that this is a prophecy of theirs, that this great woman is the virgin that appeared in this land to conquer the dragon. That's what Christianity believes about you guys, and they don't tell you. So now it says here, let me not read that. Let me just get to the point. En la presencia del sol permanece el nombre donde leyó hebreo, tendrá hijos del sol, como si dijera estando aquesta tierra México, a la luz y calor de sus católica España. Ha de tener gran número de hijos que gloriosamente se llaman hijos del sol Filiopo. Ya salió el nombre del corazón y la boca. Is this it? Hold on. Give me a second. Man, this is pissing me off now. I'm really getting spay here. Hold on. Is it? Give me a second, fam. I was just reading it earlier. Dice, por todos España católica, venera de hacen salva sin nombre, pone tierra. Tiene obediencia y permanece al antiguo. Luna. Siempre yo. Espérame. Hold on. Oh man, I thought I had it in this book here. There's a section where he's talking about that we actually knew that they were coming here, and I read it earlier. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Marca sirviente. Un momentito, let me just see something real quick. Abre los rayos, riesgos de Asuna, código, entendió tantos códigos, ángel que muchos son. Llamado de Chihuahua. La mano del mundo, España se evitó manera. Esto. Here it goes right here. Okay, it says here. Agorra celebra la singularidad, pues habiéndole comunicado el descubrimiento de este nuevo mundo con diversos príncipes y reyes. No quiso Dios se efectuale con otro que con el rey de España. Y de este solo vistiele esta tierra de tal manera que los que la habitaban, entonces bárbaros indios y toscos mexicanos, fueron pronósticos de sí mismos, sin saber lo que decían. Listen to this. Decían que esperaban a los hijos del sol. You see, family? They didn't say that the children of God. They waited for the children of the sun. It says que esperaban a los hijos del sol. Con este título llamaban a los españoles que habían de venir a conquistarlos. Si entonces tuvieran luz de Dios, pudiéramos persuadirnos, habían leído, or they would assume, right, que habían leído el Salmos 71. Yeah, let me hook you up. So here we see here, it's a difficult book to read, but slowly read it. Okay? It says here clearly that we knew that they were coming, and we never called them sons of God. We called them sons of the sun. Hijos del sol. Not hijos de Dios. Because if you're calling them hijos de Dios, how did we know that they were going to take us? They say it themselves. If they knew the Bible, they would have known that they self-prophesied that we were going to come and take them. Yeah, because we didn't know the book. Deuteronomy 28. Now, if you think that's not enough, fine. Let me show you this one. This is what I was looking for earlier, and I didn't find it, but I found it now, okay? So it says here, page, this is from, this is this book, okay? Quetzalcoatl y Guadalupe, la formación de la consecuencia nacional. Prostafacio, abismo de conceptos, Jacques o Jaques Lafaye, okay? It says here, page 113. Le hubiese sido necesaria una perspicacia y un sentido político verdaderamente excepcional en Conde de Paredes para desentrañar lo que aguardaban en Germán aquellos emperadores de cartón piedra erigidos para recibirlo. Nueva España estaba bien pacificado. Listen to this. Nueva España estaba bien pacificado o bien pacificada, excepto por algunos esporádicos levantamientos de indios. So now at this point, Mexico is the spirit is dead now. There's no uplifting. There's nobody fighting back. No, it's dead. Okay. Then it says, realmente no había el temor de la restauración de un imperio azteca. What better time now than to strike? Remember the scriptures that talk about they search out iniquities, they sharpen their swords, right? They whet their tongues, they put us in traps, they set up snares. Come, let us take them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel will never be in remembrance again, right? Menos cabía aún que el rey virrey, recién llegado por los demás, sospechará la fuerza subversiva que llegaría a tener un día la apropiación por el élite crío del pasado indígena y una utópica tentativa de restauración del imperio azteca. Dado que don Carlos era un súbdito leal, lo solicitó ante un virrey y por lo demás una ofensiva erudito, disculpe, un inofensivo erudito. So what he's saying here is, just to summarize, that everything was now at a point where they didn't really expect an uprising anytime soon or restoration of the ancient so-called Aztecs. But that there was a potentiality that they would like to restore this again. So this Carlos guy took it upon himself, and look what he did. La constancia con la cual ese sabio se dedicó a dotar a su patria de un pasado digno del presente de elección divina que acababa de conferirle la aparición de la Virgen del Tepeyec. You see that? Okay, now here we go. So everything's peaceful. There's no uprising. So now this guy's like, how do we keep them asleep? Watch this. El esfuerzo correlativo del poeta y del prosista para hacer que la antigua mitología mexicana consiguiera la dignidad literaria de la mitología helénica. What? So what they're trying to do is connect the ancient mythology of Mexico to the Greek mythology of theirs. Yes, that's what it's saying. Fueron la expresión misma de la afirmación de sí de la sociedad crío. criolla. So they wanted to connect the Hellenistic view to the Aztec view. Again, we see Judaism and Christianity embracing, being part of, kind of like the movie, The Thing. It becomes you. Then it says here, watch this, I'm not done. Watch it. Then it says, la glorificación del conquistador Cortés en la piedad heroica de don Fernando Cortés, obra escrita una docena de años más tarde. Solo está en aparente contradicción con el elegio de los soberanos aztecas. En este nuevo libro, principalmente destinado a mantener lo que su título promete, vemos a Cortés como fundador del Hospital del Amor de Dios, lo que le otorga al autor la oportunidad de escribir una historia de la Ciudad de México después de la conquista. Okay? So he decides to write a story. Now he wants to add to the story. And he says, no nos sorprende una digresión como esta. He wrote it in his book. Y era alguna ocasión en que poder decir donde se apareció la imagen de María Santísima de Guadalupe al ilustrísimo obispo don Fray Juan de Zumarraga. Dará licencia esta historia a quien no ha tenido otro fin en sus escritos, tales cuales sino ilustrar a la patria. You know what that means?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
That there was no one else supposedly saw this image but this guy Juan Zumarraga. Now, I want you to remember his name. Okay? Remember his name. Don't forget his name. Because I'm going to show you this real quick. The people that show this image, it's actually painted. Watch this. El más antiguo, this is page 330. El más antiguo es, según lo que sabemos, el de un criollo interrogado durante una investigación ordenada en 1556 por el obispo Muntafar, después de un sermón antiguadilupanista del provincial de la orden franciscana, Fray Francisco de Buntamonte. Este testigo atribuyó al franciscano las palabras siguientes dichas durante el sermón y que ahora decirle a los indios que una imagen pintada por un indio hacía milagros.
¡Que alguien me explique!
¿Cómo chingados es esto, Que una imagen pintada por un indio hacía milagros sería gran confusión. That's what he said. He says, he aquí una indicación que, aunque no permitía resolver la cuestión del modelo iconográfico, meaning the image of the Virgin, de la imagen de la Tepeyac, es interesante. Es sabido, por lo demás, que oh shoot, come on, man. Listen to my shit. A second, family. It's pissing me off. See what I'm saying? I have to let you go, computer. I have to let you go. Messing up my process here. My processes. Sorry, it's page 309. My bad. Not page 10. Let's see. Es interesante. Es sabido por los demás que un indio llamado Marcos había logrado por esta fecha gran reputación de pintor en México. No es pues a priori verosímil que la imagen de Tepeyac hubiera sido pintada por un indio. You see this? El testimonio posterior de David Padilla respecto a la costumbre que tenían los indios mexicanos de componer con flores imágenes piadosas. That's what they said that Juan Diego had he had a bunch of flowers and he poured them out and the face showed up of like the Virgin Mary. That's what they said. Es piadosa y colgarlas en las paredes de las iglesias nos inclina en el mismo sentido. El del Francisco Alonso de la Rae casi exactamente contemporáneo del primer evangelio guadalupanista de Miguel Sánchez, the guy we just read about, the book he just wrote. Aunque se refería a los tarascos de Michoacán y a las imágenes de Cristo. You see this, family? So Miguel admits that it was the tarascos de Michoacán that painted the image. Now, I can't find it in that book because I didn't have time to read it. It's a thick book. Well, it's not a thick book, but I got to a good portion, and I already had to do this class. So I figured, you know what, let me add it to it. You guys can continue to read it and help me out. Puede ayudarse a hacer a luz sobre la origen de la efigie milagrosa de Tepeyec. La REA escribe en efecto sobre los tarascos. Son tan eminentes pintores, con tan linda gala y primor, que todas las iglesias de esta provincia están adornadas de lienzos y láminas hechas de los mismos indios, sin que tengan que envidiar al pincel de Roma, meaning they were better painters than the people of Rome. Man, fire. La bastaria del lector moderno pensar moderno pensar en los ejemplos de artes precolombianas que enriquecen nuestros museos para comprender que no había ninguna exageración en el juicio del cronista franciscano. Recordamos que existía la costumbre de Nueva España en general, no solo en Michoacán, de colgar en las iglesias imágenes pintadas por los indios. Hijo de... Come on, family. When are you going to wake up? When? When are you going to awake to this devilish damn doctrine of demons? How much are we in? 2.5 in right now. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I still got a few pages to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of change a little bit of the rhythm right now so I can start finishing. Okay? And remember, I showed you the book regarding Zumarraga, ¿verdad? Remember, I showed you that. Let me not forget. Matter of fact, I almost forgot. So let me bring it up again. Give me a second. So we know that this guy, right? Y era alguna ocasión en que poder decir donde se apareció la imagen de María Santísima de Guadalupe al ilustrísimo obispo don Fray Juan de Zumarraga. Who is this guy? Does anybody remember him? Does anybody remember him in anything I've showed? Second Thessalonians 2:11. Thank you, brother. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So Zumarraga, Fray Juan de Zumarraga, right? Okay. Do you guys remember the Lutheran newsletter written September 7th, 1900? Nah. Well, maybe. I don't know, right? But check it. Do you remember him, right? He may not be it because he was a Fray. So he was probably like not the Swarty one. But if you remember the Lutheran book that I showed y'all, you know that it was a guy that was talking about how they took the Bible away from us for 500 years, right? Remember that? Okay. And remember I mentioned about the Christian compendium that we were only obligated to learn Padre María, El Credo, Padre Nuestro, Ave María, Rosario, all of that stuff, Diez Mandamientos. Okay. Well, I showed you Zumarraga. Zumarraga is a obispo of these times. So he was involved in this whole concept of creating a Virgin Mary, right? Juan Zumarraga. Now, I've been showing you this other newsletter for well over a year. Well over years. No, actually not with you guys. Other brothers. Sorry. I've been showing this well over a year, almost 2 years now. Okay. Since I first started this channel, I've been showing you this before. Now, guess why, family? Guess why? Well. You see, everything connects when you are with the Spirit of the Most High, man. So don't let nobody create doubt in you. Y'all are here for a reason, man. Nothing's a coincidence. Juan de Zumarraga era este cabrón. Newsletter. It says, Don Francis S. Borden relates the following about the first Bible printed in Mexico in the Christian Advocate. The printing press came to Mexico in 1539. For in that year, there was printed in Mexico in Spanish a brief compendium of Christian doctrine. Let me show you what that Christian doctrine is. This is from a book called Mysteries of Mexican Pyramids, page 16. I'm going to read it in English and in Spanish. It says that according to the Spaniards, Indians were supposed to know only the Our Father, Ave Maria, Credo, and 10 Commandments. Reading and writing were considered as dangerous as the devil. You see this? That's in English, right? This was in Spanish. De acuerdo con los españoles, el único conocimiento que podía adquirir un indio era el Padre Nuestro, el Ave María, el Credo y los 10 mandamientos. Leer y escribir se consideraba que era para ellos tan peligroso como el diablo. That's the Christian compendium, brought in 1539. Under who, you ask? No one else but under the auspices of the famous Fray Juan de Zumarraga. These bastards from this point on never allowed us to have the Bible, family. It says it here. They sternly prohibited the publication of any part of the sacred scriptures in the language of the Mexican people. That prohibition is still in force with regards to the painting of the Bible in any one of our dialects. You guys still want to celebrate Christmas? You guys still want to celebrate Christmas? Or are you going to start sharing some of these things to our gente and say, listen, family, I know you love the family loving and all that. I get it. I know you guys have a good spirit. But it's time to change this shit, fam. Or we all die. Or we all stay here. That right there, you can see. Listen, it is very clear that, thank you, bro. You kind of took it out of my mouth. That devil Zumarraga really did Satan's work doing that to our gente. Of course. He was the first one that said, he said, okay, you guys cannot read the Bible. Don't print it here. And by the way, Miguel Sanchez, you saw the vision? I'm sorry. By the way, Bustamante, Miguel Sanchez, he wrote that it was this guy that saw the vision. So now we see clearly that that vision was never true. It was painted. It didn't. Not Juan Diego didn't put it in his shirt, and all of a sudden it just appeared. No, it was planned. Everything is planned. We are back to Judaism, family. This is the name of that book. Los misterios de las pirámides mexicanas. We are back to Judaism. This right here, this was our history. Ancient times history. From the same book. Now, some of it's true, maybe. Some of it's not. But it says here that they understood that. It says, look, this is on, I don't know what page it is. In a manuscript written in Quichua in 1554 by several Maya Indians. Let me show this real quick. Sorry, family. Let me show this real quick. And then we'll be done because I'm about to finish. A padre, it says several Maya Indians in Spanish translator, Padre Dionisio Jose Chonay had to say this. It is supposed in the manuscript that the three Quichua nations mentioned in the particulars are descendants of the 10 tribes of the kingdom of Israel, whom Salmanasseh reduced to the perpetual captivity and who, finding themselves in confines of Assyria, decided to immigrate. The actual text ran, these then were the three nations of Quiches, and they came from where the sun rises, descendants of Israel, of the same language and the same custom. So, again, if we're not the people of the book, why are they hiding it? 2 Timothy 4:4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fables. Man, that's the unfortunate part, sis. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fables, mythos. Yep, pretty much. Everyone here, refresh your memory, cannot more the dots. Even he talks about the Masons and Saracens. Yeah, matter of fact, after this, post it there. I want to see it too. We'll look for it. Matter of fact, let me see it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it here. What is it called? Bill Cooper Mysteries of Babylon. Is it this one? Which one is it, bro? Is it this one? Because there's I don't know which one it is. I guess. Well, I mean that's where he's at, but you have to kind of point out at maybe this one you talk about.
Blavatsky thought that this people were members came together.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad you brought it up. Let's watch it. And then we'll cut it, but then we'll end it because it's 2:39. For you guys, it's Sabbath. I know you guys keep Sabbath Friday and Saturday. So let me go ahead and just well, it's not too long, man. It may actually be good. It may be good because we need to connect the dots on this. You know what I'm saying? Right? I think it makes sense. Because now we're starting to see like all of these connections, how this masonry stuff happens, what they believe in, the sun, the eagle, where it's coming from, the mystics. You see that the tribal stuff. You don't think it's this one? All right, let's look for it. Let's look for it then. I'll show it another time because this is interesting. These are old ones. Yep. I kind of glanced at this guy a long time ago, man. Mystery Babylon, Osiris, the Son of God. Yeah, we'll talk about it after. All right, fam. Well, listen. I guess other than that, you know what? We'll just I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do a class tomorrow. Was he has a video of Zionism in Vatican's also? I'll send you information when I get home. Okay, cool. Send it to me. Matter of fact, let's do that, man. I'll play it tonight. I'll play it tonight for you guys that are keeping Sabbath tonight. I promise. I'll play it. When I get home, I'll play it tonight. I'll just, I'll be live, but I'll be around. I'll watch it with y'all. I think that's a good idea. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish it off right now. I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully it was edifying. Please share and like. Make sure you guys share this to your family. Obviously they have to know, or else, it kind of falls on you. If you don't tell your gente where they're falling, what they're doing wrong, then the sin falls on you, fam. You're gonna have to the Most High is gonna hold you accountable. Don't think he's not. He's gonna say, that's why the scriptures talk about the seed. I still got that class to do. Damn it. I'm still depending on two of them. The seed. So you either teach and bring proper seed, or you don't.
They asked
Wait a second.
me to sing.
Oh no, that's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. Sorry, my bad. Anyhow, hope y'all do well. Please take care of yourselves. Most importantly, man, stay in the fight. Don't give up, fam. Don't give up. We're not necessarily at the beginning, but we're not at the end. So All right? Peace and blessings. No, we don't do that, bro. Not at all. Not at all. I know they want to say that it's a celebration about the Maccabees, but I want to keep it as basic as I can. Learn to keep the rest day. Make sure you do it right, whether it's Friday, Saturday, or lunar. I mean, again, I was not told the lunar. I grew into it, but I started Friday and Saturday. So get that right. Make sure you don't buy and sell. You don't sin on those days. You focus on those days for the Most High, and then learn the high holy days. Start like that. So learn the Sabbath first. Make sure you do the Sabbath right. Get that one right for sure. For sure. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it. It's the same thing for the Ish people. It is a Maccabee celebration, but it's not a commandment. It's of men. That's of men. Anyways, I'll be on later on, okay? Because I still got, man, look, listen, family, this month is strong. We're going to stay strong. We're going to keep fighting. So if I do get a hold of that video, brother, get it to me because I do have this other class to do. I got notes on it. I got a bunch of classes. I just don't have time to do them all. All right? But it's of the Spirit. It's not of me, man. All glory to our Father, our Creator. Thank you, all you brothers and sisters, for being here, man. Al, appreciate you for helping me with some scriptures. Elishaba, always glad to see you, sis. You know that. Pedro, man, appreciate you here. All be revealed. You know this, bro. Who else was here? Jaime, no, I'm sorry. Jeremias, buenos dias. Who else was here? Julia was here too. That's right. Julia was here, maybe not. And then that dude that came in and left. Maybe you'll get edified today. All right. Take care, fam.
Yeah, man, I'm real. It's the Cypher 2. I really been, man, I got you from my crew. Nego, bomba plan. Bro, sintoniza mi canción, hermano de mi vida y hermana del corazón. Y digo yo, ves poniendo solución a todos los problemas que te nublan la razón. Oh, shit, nigga on the ground, no problem, ole comarón. Oh, shit, welcome to my sound. Follow me right now. Yo tuve un amigo que me juró serme fiel, pero desapareció y no supe nada de él. Porque el tiempo lentamente separa los friends y por dentro cada uno juega su papel. Yo tengo la suerte contada con las manos, muchos coleguitas, poquitos hermanos. Cuento con guión para lo bueno y lo malo, juntos por vivir y el sonido que te damos. Champion, brother, Chela Rebel, Mina Fire Babylon. Amigo, no me pida perdón si no es de corazón lo que me vas a decir. Un amigo suele ser bendición, son gestos de ilusión y falsa para seguir. Amigo, no me pida perdón si no es de corazón lo que me vas a decir. Un amigo suele ser bendición. Yo ya sé dónde buscar. Me he perdido tantas veces, escuece perderme en tu piel. Te di mucho más de lo que mereces. Jueces juzgaron mi causa, perdí por muy poco. Quedé malherido por dentro, tan roto, tan muerto, tan crudo, tan loco. Me dieron por tanto tan poco. De las rendijas por las que logré ver algo que fuese capaz de calmar mi dolor. Solo cegaba la poca luz que pasaba, reflejo de lo que llevo en mi interior. Fue que pisé el sol, te tendí una mano, pero ahora te quejas de no haber agarrado más fuerte, no. Puedo perdonar, pero no seré capaz de confiar en aquel que me traicionó. Bro, sintoniza mi canción, hermano de mi vida y hermana del corazón. Y digo yo, ves poniendo solución a todos los problemas que te nublan la razón. Oh shit, nigga on the ground, no problem, ole comarón. Oh shit, welcome to my sound. Follow me right now.
Yo ando por el barrio a grito de original y me paran los abuelos solo para preguntar. Yo les muestro mucho mi respeto porque soy un buen zagal. Me dice que este flow tan duro es sobrenatural. No soy de los que roban el Eroski, tampoco de Chigrinsky. Tento todo Kiski que ha llegado Magnetowski. Hoy me levanté muy fresco y me siento Wazowski. El asusta toys del panorama de los Mystics. Esto es otro Dreamling, esto es otro dribbling. Son rimas tan sexys que parecen un striptease. Soy retro balón team, no llevo ni blim blim, pero lo doy todo por los metálicos.
Antes de que la llegaran con Air for One, comían los callejones y eran restaurantes. Hablan dólares, pesetas, euros, bachen, yuan. Y los demás idiomas hablo porque no pagan. No chance for the run, chico, ponte a contar. El tiempo que malgastas en lamentarte y llorar. Si estás vecina al desastre, está claro que eres un lastre. Que el trago tú no pasaste, no te encontraste mal. Entraste mental o animal, depende para quién. Yo soy un ser espiritual que volar para les más bien. Que van en búsquedas que susurren que sucede. Es bien que caminar por andar con mujeres son un Mercedes-Benz. Si tú ves bien, como algún ser no vaya a ser que estás supero haciendo hielo en el cielo de Manchester. No mancha usted, si no los que me están diciendo que se lo rocean, que en verdad no le guste, joder usted.
Siento el sonido criminal champion. Vamos a darle metralla al faricio ladrón asimila. La moto cada por Dios la melodía de mi corazón me equipaba sangre fría. Ratatata mi voz sin tocarla la desnudo. 4 gatos así esto empezó y mira cuántas son las que apoyan hoy. Salvo mi vida, me saco del callejón, siente la vibra de este flow cabrón, guayo, vamos para arriba. Prendo el blon y calmo al caos, soy medicina y el amor que me ha faltado. No me digan cómo que ni cuándo, no me creas hace rato nada de lo que está pasando. Original, como poco así de a poco va llegando. Todo lo que soñaba mi vivía proyectando en blessed.
Bro, sintoniza mi canción, hermano de mi vida y hermana del corazón. Y digo yo, ves poniendo solución a todos los problemas que te nublan la razón. Oh shit, nigga on the ground, no problem, ole comarón. Oh shit, welcome to my sound, follow me right now. Se me ponen muchos hablan pero pocos entienden, nego. Hermano de mi vida y hermana del corazón. Y digo yo, motherfucker. Y digo yo, motherfucker. Qué bien.